Hello YouTube, it's been a while. I apologise for how long it's been since I've last posted the video. It's summer holidays, I've been away and work has been sporadic due to the summer holidays with childcare, so I took a little break from filming, but I am back and ready to go. Just here at the unit at the minute, just kind of getting the truck sorted, ready for getting back to work. It's currently fully empty, apart from a bit of rubbish I need to sort out. As it says in the title of the video, £250,000 worth of work was offered to me and I turned it down. Am I an idiot? Am I stupid? Or am I smart? Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out all the reasons why I turned it down, and then let me know in the comments whether you would have done the same or you'd have done something different. Would you have accepted the work? But I'm going to go through the reasons now as to why I turned it down. So whilst I'm here at the unit, just prepping the truck for work, I wanted to go through all of these reasons as to why I turned it down. I've had a lot of time to think about it. This was a few months ago this was offered to me, and I've tried to film this video 3 or 4 times now, but I've never been able to really, what's the word I'm looking for, put it across to you guys as well as I wanted to. So I'm just going to go with this edit now, because I want to get this video out before I forget too much information. So backstory is, a company approached me asking if I would take on some work on behalf of a local authority for some social housing projects. And I've been looking to get into contract work for a little while now because it's stable work. So obviously my ears kind of perked up and my eyes opened up wide, and they offered me a load of rewires for some of their homes across Hertfordshire. So in total there were 60 homes to be rewired, all by the end of March 2027. Now, I didn't have the capacity to be able to take on all that work, plus some of them were really far afield, so I said I work within an hour of my base location, which meant I could do around about 30 of these rewires, which was manageable. But obviously when you are offered a lot of work like this, as exciting as it sounds, you have to have your business head screwed on. Because I'd say if this was me 10 years ago, I would have just said yes and not really thought about it. But what I did was I stopped, I thought about it, I asked some questions, and the answers I got were less than confidence inspiring, to say the least. The first question I asked is, when do you need these done by? And they said by March, end of March 2027. Okay, fine. What's the spec? They said we want to keep the homes as they are, they just need to be rewired. All the sockets, switches, all need to be chased in. One basic supply for a cooker, and also an extractor fan in the bathroom to comply with the new AWAB's law. I was like, fine, no problem. They said we needed, so the time frame that they gave us meant that we had to complete a rewire from first fix to second fix, so start to finish, within a week, which is manageable, which is possible to do. But they also didn't mention until I asked that the homes are all occupied. People are still going to be living in these homes whilst we rewire them. So that means furniture, all sorts of stuff, and the home's got to be in a livable condition at the end of every single day, and all this adds time. Unless you've got a team of people, about 4 or 5 people that can do this kind of work. So anyway, I started looking into it, price-wise and everything like that, and it looked like all 30 rewires were about £250,000 to get done. They also mentioned that they wanted the chases filled in, ready for decorating. So we had to come in, do all the rewiring, all lifting floors, moving furniture, rewiring the home, chasing the walls, and then they wanted us to fill in the chases as well afterwards and make it all nice and neat, ready for the decorators to come in to do what they need to do. And they all wanted to do this within a week, whilst it's occupied, not knowing the condition of the homes that they're in at the minute. You know, they could be stacked to the ceilings with stuff. You never know what you're going to find. Anyway, so that was one of my concerns there straight away. Whereas I don't think there's enough time given there to be able to carry out the rewire, or each rewire. The next thing I asked was payment terms. When am I going to be paid after doing a job? They said minimum 50 days. So if I was to do a rewire on the 1st of August, I wouldn't get paid for that job until 50 days later, which would have been the 19th or 20th of September. That's if it all went well. So if there's no snags. So don't forget, it's 1 a week they want us to do. So that would have been 10 rewires. You'd have done 10 rewires before you got paid for even the first one you done. Didn't really sit right with me. 50 days is a long time. And if, for example, there was any snags, they were allowed to add more time onto that to be able to sort out the snags. So you wouldn't get paid for that until the following pay run, so another 50 days on top. So you're looking at potentially 100 days to get paid for a job. Didn't really sit well with me either. So the next question I asked was, do you need me to supply materials, or are you supplying the materials? I said, no, you're supplying all the materials, you're supplying all the labour, we just give you the job spec, you go in and get them done in the time frame. We'll give you a purchase order number, which obviously authorises payment for the job, or starts the job at least. And then once it's all been signed off, it's all happy, we'll then pay you 50 days after. I was like, so you're not supplying materials at all, so you're just asking me to supply absolutely everything, all the materials, all the labour. Yep, that's correct. Didn't like that either. Red flag. Big red flag. So at the minute, you're looking at an average rewire is about 8 grand down in Hertfordshire for a 3-bed. These are all 3-bed semis, by the way. It's about 8 grand start to finish. So you're looking a lot of money that's going to be built up very quickly in debt for the company without being paid for it. So in my head, I'm thinking, no. So this was the biggest kicker out of all of it. One thing I'd recommend for anyone who's looking to get into business with bigger companies is to use your network of people that you have built over the years to find out information. Just what I did. I asked some questions, asked around, and asked questions about this company, their financial status. I looked online, and I quickly found out that they were on stop with a national wholesaler. Across the whole of the UK, they were on stop for not paying their bill. So to me, that screams a massive red flag, to the point where I believe, now I don't know how true this is my assumption, I believe that they were looking to hire subcontractors to carry out the work so they could still fulfill their contractual obligations with the local authority, so they can still keep their bills paid and then not pay the subcontractors, or take their time paying it, to the point where they hope that the business that's doing the work will go bust, so they don't have to pay the bill. This happens all too often in the construction trade, where larger companies bankroll the smaller ones. They hold off payment for so long to the point where the company can't survive anymore and has to close. They also made all of their electrical staff redundant as well. These are the rumours I'm hearing. They made them completely redundant, hence why they were looking for subcontractors to carry out the work. So those are the reasons as to why I said no. Now, what would you have done differently in this situation? Would you have done the same as I would? I asked so many questions in regards to the supply of materials. Before I knew that they were on stop with the national wholesaler, I said, why can't you just supply the materials on your account and I'll just supply the labour? Share the risk a little bit rather than have everything on me. 100% of the risk, 100% of the responsibility on me to provide a service for you. You need me, remember, at the end of the day. I don't necessarily need you. It'd be nice to have the work, but I don't have £250,000 sitting in my bank account in case something goes wrong. So what would you have done differently in this situation? Did I make the right choice? I believe I did. Yeah, let me know, because I'll be intrigued to know. So that's it. The truck is ready to go. Fully loaded. ready for next week. We've got a couple of days of work next week because the summer holidays are still on. Kids go back late this year. They go back on the 7th or 8th this year. Don't know why. So next week we've got an itty bitty day on Monday. Tuesday is my my annual inspection with NAPIT to make sure that I'm still compliant. So I've got to show them an install of mine. So we're going to be doing that on Tuesday. And then that's us done for the rest of the weekday. But next week, Saturday and Sunday, we are rewiring a whole kitchen. Just the first fix. So it'll be a couple of days there because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of jiggery pokery about basically rewiring the whole kitchen. Well, we are rewiring the whole kitchen. So spotlights everywhere, moving appliances, moving sockets, adding more in, getting rid of extractor fans, that kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. So these are, well, this is all ready to go, basically. I'll come back here again sometime next week to prep for the job on the weekend with Harry and I. So I always put the up and coming work boxes on the left. So we've got a fair few jobs here up and coming for the remainder of August. And then the very beginning part of September. So these are a couple of jobs. Oh, this is probably 3 or 4 jobs here. We've got more to come, more materials to order. I feel like I've kind of lost track a lot of it. So when you go away, you try and switch off and you can't, and you feel like you're just lost when you come back. So I've got to catch up with some inquiries that have come through since I've been away. Quotes have been accepted. I've got to go through them and organise dates for those. I've got a couple of rewires to do. I've got a solar job to do, which has been brilliant, which is awesome, by the way. Really looking forward to showing you guys that. Hopefully the weather holds out, because if it rains non-stop, we won't be able to get on the roof. It won't be safe. The roofing team won't do it either. What else is there? There's lots of stuff up and coming. I've got quite a big announcement to make as well. But I'm just finalising the details on that before I can officially announce it. We've got new uniform. As you can see, we now have the YouTube logo on the arm. I've now got this body warmer with the NAPIT, and on the back it's got the usual Renew Electrical Services logo, along with Google, Facebook and Instagram underneath. And then we've got on this side MCS for solar. So new uniform, just updated the accreditations just to kind of show customers that we keep up to date with our stuff. The van, or the truck, sorry, is getting redone because as you can see, these kind of peel off their individual letters. It's not great. So when you go to the car wash, like the jet wash, they peel up on the smaller letters in the corners, which is a shame really, because they're all individual. So I'm going to get it redone to have it as like a plain sheet rather than having individual stickers, because that has been redone now twice, and I really don't want to have to keep going back to get it redone. You can see here it's peeling away on the corners, so that's getting redone. And then there's another exciting announcement to follow after that. So yeah, thank you again for watching this content so far, if you have done. I really do appreciate every single one of you that subscribe and watch the footage or the videos. As the channel grows, I will of course be able to improve on the quality of the videos. Hopefully hire someone who can follow me around in video rather than me having to hold the camera like this. I feel a lot more at ease when I'm not holding the camera, and I feel a lot more confident as well. So hopefully I can come across better on camera, because one of the things I did notice whilst I was working at Shmi's house was that I was a lot more relaxed, a lot more kind of collected. Wasn't having to think so much about what I was saying. You know, where I'm holding the camera here, it's like there's a bit of pressure there to kind of provide you guys with something, because it's just solely me on camera. So hopefully with time, my confidence will grow and I can portray myself better and become more at one with filming, and put myself across better. So yes, anyways, I'm waffling on. Thank you again for watching. Please do subscribe. Please do consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content and watch the channel grow. This is a journey to go from the beginning through to something hopefully big. So we'd love for you guys to all join me on that journey. So yeah, we'll see you again on the next one. Thank you very much.